Hello, children. Welcome to a new lesson all about integers. This is our introduction to integers, and integers is just a fancy way to say negative numbers. So, technically, integers are defined as the set of all whole numbers and their opposites. You might be asking yourself, well, what is the opposite of a number? What's the opposite of a color? What's the opposite of a shape? There's lots of things that don't have clear opposites. And to that, I would say, what a great question. Let's define what opposites are. Opposites when it comes to values are the number the same distance from 0 in the other direction. So an opposite of a number is a number that is the same distance away from 0. So looking at our number line here, it's the same distance away from 0, but in the other direction. So if I were to start here at 2. Now say, all right, well, how far away is 2 from 0? Well, it is 2 places away from 0. So the opposite is going to be 2 places away from 0 in the other direction on our number line. So it's going to continue to go 2 places away from 0. And so the opposite of 2 is negative 2. The opposite of negative 4 is 4. The opposite of 10 is negative 10. So the opposites mean you just make your number negative or positive. Your value stays the same, right? These values are the same. 2 and 2 are the same. 4 and 4 are the same. 10 and 10 are the same. The opposite just means you're either going to add a negative if it's not there, or take away the negative if it is there. Okay, so that's what we do with opposites. And so integers are all the numbers, all the whole numbers, which are positive numbers that we normally deal with, and their opposites. So all the regular numbers that we normally like, and then all the negative version of those numbers as well. All right, now, if we have some numbers here, let's say we have 8, negative 3, 2, 0, negative 4, negative 10. Okay, let's say we have these 6 numbers here, and I said, hey, I want to know what these numbers are from least to greatest. I want to go from least to greatest, and I want to order these numbers from the smallest number to the biggest number. Now, when we look here, we can say, well, I know that my smallest number is the number that's going to be furthest away from 0 on the negatives, right? If you look at our number line here, here's 0, right? We know where 0 is. And as we get bigger, our values increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know how counting works. But as we get smaller, our numbers also seem to go and stay in that same order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so the bigger that a negative number is, the less value it actually has. It has a very small amount of value. So when we're looking at ordering our numbers here, we want to look to see, all right, well, let's identify where our negative numbers are. So we've got a negative 3, a negative 4, and a negative 10. So, well, which of those is the biggest value? Which of those numbers looks like it might be the biggest? And so this one would be negative 10 is the biggest, and then negative 4, and then negative 3. And then I just continue now with numbers that I know, going back to my positive numbers. I know how to order positive numbers. I go 0 will come next, and then 2 is bigger than 0, and 8 is the biggest number on our list. And so this orders our list from least to greatest involving negative numbers and positive numbers. Okay? And then there is one more thing I want to talk about today, and it is called, actually I need this number line again. It is called just going very slow. We'll go with a nice green color and say this is called absolute value. Absolute value. This is seen as two lines that go up and down with a value inside. We're going to put this value as x, only because it can be any value we want it to be, and we'll change it all around later. So this is what absolute value looks like. An absolute value tells us the distance a number is from 0. And it is always positive. And I wrote this in a beautiful rainbow color so we always know and we can always remember absolute value numbers are always going to be positive. Okay, so the absolute value tells us how far away a number is from 0. So I want to know, how far away is the number 4 from 0? How many places away is the number 4 from 0? Well, it's 1, 2, 3. It's 4 places away from 0. If I want to say, well, I want to know how far is -3 away from 0. Well, -3 is 1, 2, 3 places away from 0. So it's only just saying how far away is a number from 0. So when I have the absolute value of something like 5, I keep my value here, I keep this 5, and I make my number positive. Okay, so my numbers are always going to be positive when I'm dealing with absolute value. That's just the way that this works. We keep our numbers positive when we deal with absolute value. If I said, all right, well, what is the absolute value of -7? The absolute value of -7. Remember, absolute value is always positive, so I take this value here, and that is my answer. Okay, so it's important to know how absolute value works so that we can make sure we're remembering that our numbers are always going to be positive. All right, so I am now done with my lesson. So this is great. This was our lesson today. Integers, opposites, ordering numbers, absolute value, all those good things. Hopefully you learned a lot. Hopefully you feel prepared for the day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you all then. Have a great rest of your day.